Yo, bottom line, that old lady, she had it coming.
NERDSoul.
Lay ill kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people, today? Oh yeah, coming with another wonderful episode of Dropping Jewels. It's been a while. We got into it and we got a very cool, long-awaited, nice and stylish, polished, and full of some nice tidbits and teasers of a trailer of a movie called Captain Marvel. And straight up, this trailer is just doing it. I got some stuff I want to talk about with the trailer, and then some Marvel stuff after the jump, because Marvel is, they surprise me. They're still surprising me, even though I'm like, yo, it's Captain Marvel, it's gonna be good. Marvel movies are just good. You know, even their Marvel movies that aren't good, you can only base them on Marvel movies, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's gonna be all right. So this really just, it threw me for a loop, because I didn't know the way they were gonna handle her history, her memories, her backstory. And I like seeing these like spots throughout her life. Like, you know, me when I'm 5, or me when I'm 8, and me when I'm 13, and me when I'm 20 or something. You know, I like, at least the way from the trailer, it looks like we're getting these pieces of her life without being like, well, it all started with my mom and dad, and you know, but I do think this will be a cool way to interconnect her struggles, her powers, her, you know, trials and tribulations, her celebrations, her wins throughout her life, to show the woman she is, the hero she is. Similar to kind of how we got with Captain America, you know, back in the day. You know, they showed him when he was like a little dude, and then he got big and buff. So I think we're gonna get to see her becoming the person she is throughout. And yo, it just looks cool. You know, you see how she fell down, and you know, she got back up, and then it only made me think of like the Dwayne Wade joint where it's like fall down 10 times, get up 11, or whatever, you know, whatever that commercial is. And it just shows the kind of like the grit she has, which is cool. You wanna know why? Because I wasn't always a fan of Brie Larson. I mean, straight up, I've seen her in a couple things, and she just didn't really, I didn't see what everybody else was seeing in her. And I mean, even now in this trailer, of course, it's only like a minute or 2 minutes or whatever. So it's not like it's gonna show me, you know, that I should change my mind completely. But I think this may be a situation where, for my perspective, when a player gets on the right team, and I know it seems like I'm just like all up on Marvel's knitter, but you know what I'm saying? Look, sometimes you might see in sports, a player will be on a team and you'll be like, yo man, this player sucks. And then he gets under another coach or something like that. And you're like, wow, this player is really shining. And even in this, even her monologue, her like, you know, little narration, it drove me, it pulled me, it dragged me into the story. And I was like, wow, I'm like the inflections of her voice, the way it played with the music, it was just really cool. So let's talk about this trailer for a second. You know, we've got the atmospheric stuff already past that, talked about Brie Larson and all that. She's killing it. But I really like the action. I think it's on point. I think it's really coming with it. The explosions look cool, and it looks natural. It looks real. It doesn't look like they're trying to reach in this movie. You know how sometimes you'll see an action movie and the trailer for it looks like they're trying too hard? Marvel has really got this down to where this looks just, it looks natural in the settings that happen in, whether it's the car crash, whether it's the bus or the train that she's on, whether she's, you know, flipping on the train, everything looks natural and real. And that's all I can ask for. Even the space stuff, it looks real, it looks great, and it looks polished but not overproduced. And I really like every single moment of that. And one moment that I really love is Monica Rambeau's mama, because that's going to be extremely dope. I'm so happy to see where that might play out in phase, I don't know, what are we in, phase 18? I don't know, we do tons of movies, but I really want to see where we go, when we might meet Monica, what might happen. I love this play. But Captain Marvel is a character that is now looking just as good on screen, to me, maybe even better than she does on the page. Like, she's really, and she meaning Brie Larson, is really kind of, it looks like she's really, you know, she's really enveloping and just getting into this, and she looks like she wants to be there. And if you know what I mean, there's some actors or actresses that might be in films that are comic book variety and they don't look like they want to be there. And this movie looks like she's really taking this role seriously. And as a great actress, as people say she is, for her to take this seriously, once the drama is set, the action is going to be straight flizzames. Now, there's some other Marvel stuff I want to get to in just a moment. Got your boy Nick Fury. You got some other alien stuff I want to talk about in just a moment. But of course, first, KURO Brand is going to help us pay them bills. Oh yeah, check that link below. Hats, shirts, hoodies, all that jazz. And once you find something you like, of course, cop it. So let's talk about your boy Nick to the Fury. No matter where he is, when he is not fazed by people with powers. It was like, I mean, you got old girl, she got flames and stuff coming out of hands. She doing flips, falling from space. He's just like, oh, wow, you know, you look like a warrior to me, a renegade trooper or whatever, you know, and it's all good. You know, hey, you know, I was about to hang it up before I met you. I like how they keep the same demeanor. I mean, he's younger. Well, you see the character is younger, but the demeanor is the same, and it lets us tie that back to the current Nick Fury, and it informs so much on the Avengers movie of Nick Fury. It informs a whole lot on his demeanor, on the reason he wanted to build the team, because of course, this meeting with Captain Marvel and knowing, you know, things were about to get weird. And I like how he's always been that solid rock. Because there can be someone who connects these, you know, movies or episodes, whatever you want to call them, but it's kind of like very wishy-washy and fair weather friend. But he's been a solid rock now that we see ever since, I believe this is placed in the 90s. So he's been a solid rock for years. Like, this ain't brand new. Like, he's like, oh, aliens, cool. All right, what you need me to do? You know, it's very engaging and very settling to see him being the same Nick Fury, because that allows us to also walk through that door and feel comfortable with that story point. And Sam Jackson, man, come on. Dude's dope. Now, on the Marvel tip, I wanted to talk about the score, at least for this trailer. A lot of people have jumped on Marvel for their scores being kind of like thin or whatever, but this particular piece of music for this trailer really got me engaged, really got me involved. It had such an adventurous feel to it. It had such a very just wide-eyed tone and just engaging. And I'm ready to go on this ride between Earth, space, Skrulls, you know, just so much stuff to like enjoy, because of course the Skrulls, you see them coming up on the beach, and I don't think they're coming on a mercy mission. And speaking of the Skrulls, another reason that I love this is because we're opening the door now, of course, with the acquisition of Fox, to maybe get Secret Invasion, maybe get Super Skrulls, maybe, you know, there's so many things that we can do in this specific situation, bringing these guys in. You know, either us going out to space or them coming here. There's so much that opens up with that doorway. There's so much that comes on a cosmic level of her powers and how strong she is. And the reason when they said they were going to do a Captain Marvel movie, there were a couple of people that were like, why are we doing Captain Marvel? What's the big deal? And I was saying, this is a good deal because you need someone who's strong. I mean, Thanos is going to be crazy powerful, and you're going to need someone who can take a hit. And you saw Infinity War, the Hulk can't really take a hit. So straight up, I'm loving what I'm seeing. Of course, before I bounce, I'm going to ask you guys, what's the last movie you remember renting from Blockbuster? Like, what's the last one you remember renting? Me, I don't remember really renting as much as buying, because when they were going out of business, they were having these crazy sales. I remember buying The Professional or Leon. I remember buying that. I remember buying like Nemesis, some like lower budget action films. And I think I bought Road Trip too. But guys, holla at me. I'm gonna holla at you. Down in them comments, let's talk Captain Marvel. I'm excited. I really think that this is well put together. It's got the polish. It's got the action. It's got the acting. I'm engaged. I'm really engaged. Way more than I thought I would be, especially seeing the different points of her life. So before I bounce, I want to hit you guys at ThatNERDSoul.com. That's right. Check me out right there. All my videos from the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that. Then hit up shop.ThatNERDSoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt player. Don't forget to get one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that Nerd Soul. That's right. There's no better way that I can show people that you like what you are watching. So, LA, what up? VA, what up? RVA, you got my heart. And please be good to yourselves. Please be good to each other. And remember, if you are ever an old lady on any public transportation, keep your head on a swivel, because you just never know. Peace.